Question, and feel free to comment. Do you actually believe that Zac Efron was rushed to the hospital because he dove into a swimming pool and scraped his chest on the bottom? The other day, Zac Efron was rushed to the hospital because supposedly he's on vacation, he dove into a swimming pool. Well, let's back up for a second. He's rushed to the hospital because security pulled him out of the pool unresponsive. What does that sound like? Well, he comes out with an explanation the next day that says he dove into a pool. It was a deep pool. He scraped his chest and stomach on the bottom of the pool, ingested water, and was rushed to the hospital. Now think about that for a second. I mean, let's not even think about all the past of Zac Efron for a second. So he had to dive into this. So let's back up. So he must be a professional diver, maybe? Because even if you're a good diver, you're diving into a deep pool and you go in perfectly at the bottom and then scrape the bottom and scrape your chest. And if he's that good of a diver, then he ingests a bunch of water and is rushed to the hospital? Maybe, but doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you start factoring in his past. And we know everyone's got problems, and I'm not going to beat him up for the issues he's had, because we all have issues, and that's serious, and we have different issues for different reasons. And to his credit, Zac's he's always bounced back and is moved forward. Even in his public embarrassments, when he's been embarrassed, he kind of just bounces back and just keeps moving forward, and I give him a lot of credit for that. When he's had past rumors of substance abuse and alcohol abuse and several different issues, and most of them they've denied, and him and his reps have come up with different excuses for them. And this is the problem. I think that people would have more respect for him, I would think, if he came clean with stuff and said, hey, I'm dealing with this, I made a mistake and I'm moving forward, because I have a lot of respect for him, assuming that he's got these issues, that he just keeps moving forward. I have a lot of respect for him. I'd have more respect for him if they were more open about it. And maybe these are all just crazy coincidences. Maybe he just happened to, scrape his chest in the bottom of the pool because he's this expert diver. That's a possibility. And maybe in the past he fell in his house and he tripped and smashed up his face. Maybe that really happened. And maybe it didn't. Maybe there's a little bit more to it. That's what I think. That's probably what most people think. And it's not a bad thing, because those things do happen. Some people want to deny and say, oh, that doesn't happen and he's a bad guy, or people who deal with it as a bad person. No, that happens. That happens to people. And I think the difference is that when people can get themselves together and move on to the next thing, and move and improve themselves after that. I think that's actually a real commendable thing, as opposed to sometimes things get a hold of people and then they go down a deep hole and they don't come back from it. I think it's kind of cool when people can kind of get themselves together and pick themselves up and move forward. But the thing with Efron is that it seems to keep happening. It seems like, every so often, it's like when we hear about him in the news, it's because of some issue like this. It's not because of a big, movie deal or a next project. It's like something he gets messed up and it looks real sneaky and shady, and then they come out with a crazy excuse. Now, could this be one big publicity stunt? Could they be doing all this stuff as a way to get attention for his projects? Sure. But I don't think those are the things you would, if you're going to make up stories, I don't think those are the stories you're going to make up to get attention. I think you would make something up totally different. But then again, I'm not a PR rep either. But I just don't think that's the kind of thing you would make up if you're trying to get attention for a project. But we'll see.